A question for the both of you. 2 games under our belts now with a couple of wins over Arizona State here at the Mankato Civic Center this past Friday and Saturday. Dryden and then Edwin, how about you give us your comments on how you thought the first weekend went for your squad?
I thought it was a big weekend. We were able to get out in front of them both games with goals earlier in the first period, and I thought we were really, really good at controlling the puck, controlling the pace of play, and that's kind of our style. And special teams was good, so I thought it was a really, really good start all the way around.
Yeah, it was great for us to get those first games out of the way. We were looking forward to them for a long time, and especially we had a lot of freshmen in the lineup that I think really did their part and didn't show any nerves. And for everybody, it was a good early test. ASU was a good team coming in here, and we were happy to come out with 2 wins.
Oh, it is a good point. You talked about the new guys contributing right away, and we're a little banged up right now. It seems kind of odd that we have guys missing games due to injury, but that's where we are right now. And Edwin, your 4th year with the team, and you look at the kind of depth we have now up and down the lineup, both up front and along the blue line. How important a role is that, do you think, and what kind of role did it play this past weekend in these 2 wins over the Sun Devils?
Yeah, I think it's one of our biggest strengths this year is our depth, and we had a couple guys out this past weekend, and anybody could have came in, and the guys who did come in and fill those spots, they did great. Souter filled in on that top line and put up a bunch of points, like Rookie of the Week. So, and I mean the other freshmen and guys who maybe weren't going to be in the lineup to start the week and ended up playing, they were ready to go, and that's what our coach always preaches, is that everybody has to be ready to go whenever their name's called. So.
Edwin, you go back to your freshman year, this time of year, and I know I don't remember when you first got into the lineup, but could you have imagined at that point that you'd be named a captain as a senior, and what kind of your expectations were at that time and what that's like now?
No, I wouldn't have ever guessed it back then. It was a kind of a tough start to my career here. I think I scratched the first 14 games my freshman year, so back then I never would have guessed it, but worked my way into the lineup freshman year. Sophomore year was kind of the same thing. I had to work my way into the lineup, and then played every game last year, and just working to stay in the lineup this year. And it's a great honor. I'm really happy with the way it worked out, but no, to be honest, freshman year I would have never saw it coming.
You're kind of an example when you talk about the depth this year of just someone finally earning a spot. I mean, there's guys who, with the depth of your team, aren't going to necessarily play right away. They're going to get their spot in due time, or they're going to have to work to get that spot or keep that spot. You seem to be like an example that if you tried to spread that kind of wisdom on to younger guys over time about what it's like to actually earn a spot, and then after that keep a spot.
Yeah, I know exactly what they're going through. It's tough when you're not playing. It's hard to deal with, but it's something you gotta be ready when your number's called. Like I said before, there, like Coach always says, when your number's called, you gotta be ready. So it can be frustrating when you're not playing, but you gotta be working extra hard to get in the lineup. So, and like the guys who haven't played yet, they've been working as hard as anybody. They really want that chance, and I know that. But just by seeing them, the way they're working, they're going to be ready when they do get their number called.
Do you feel like that's what you were doing at that time? That you were, trying to work. Did you have any kind of lulls or any kind of frustration over that in those times?
No, I mean, I knew kind of when I came in that I saw what our lineup looked like, and I knew it was going to be tough for me to get into the lineup. So I was trying not to get too frustrated with it, and then I think there were some injuries and stuff like that, and I got my chance, and so I had been working pretty hard and trying to get extra skates in the mornings and trying to get extra workouts in on the weekend. Just trying to do everything I could to be ready once I did have the chance.
Dryden, you've only known him as a guy who's in the lineup every night in front of you, but what does he mean to you? Being a defenseman who's can help you out there, and also what's he like as a leader? Would you say?
Yeah, he's been awesome. Obviously, he's played every game since I've been here. I voted for him personally for captain, so I'm happy to see him, get that honor. I thought he totally deserved it. I think a lot of guys in this locker room, including myself, look up to him, and if in those tough times, he's always holds strong, and he's a guy that everyone can look to and rely on. And then on the ice, he's one of our most reliable players. He was our unsung hero award last year. He doesn't always get the points or the whatever, but he's up there, whatever he was, second in the nation in block shots, and that's something that's so valuable to our team, especially our PK and our D zone. And as a goalie, to have a defenseman who's willing to do stuff like that, it's so huge.
Dryden, now looking back to your freshman year last year, I'm just thinking you played against BU, I think, opened the season. Then we went up and played at North Dakota right away. And so now we have the Fighting Hawks in our building. Talk about what it was like to play in that atmosphere up at the Ralph last year, and then your expectations for what kind of team we'll face this weekend when UND comes to town.
Yeah, I think that North Dakota weekend might have been my biggest learning point from last year. I made some mistakes there. I kind of had some moments where I learned some things about my game and about college hockey up there. And at the time it felt like I was playing the NHL. 11,000 people, so loud, like it was crazy atmosphere. I think I learned a lot about how to handle those big games, playing those big time teams, and just kind of everything that goes with it. So I feel a little bit more comfortable this year. And obviously it's gonna be another crazy crowd with how much they bring and the type of crowd we're gonna bring in. So I'm really excited for this weekend and to get another shot at these guys.